How we doing? It's Mailman Nick. Follow me on Instagram at Nick Venti. If you enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up. Don't treat me like a 204B over here. I know I haven't gone live in a while. Every Sunday I did try to make a video on my day off, but like I said, I haven't done a live stream in a while. I wanted to, talk to you guys directly. I always get a ton of questions on my DMs. I get a ton of questions on my comments. If you guys have any questions, comment right now, and I'll be able to answer it for you. But yeah, this morning, got a few stuff done, my laundry. I cooked a nice breakfast. I donated some plasma. I went to the barber and just enjoying this. It's 90 degrees right now. I'm enjoying this nice time before it starts getting cold out. What's going on, Young Lee? Hope you're having a great Sunday. MSJ, what's going on? What's up? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. My brother had a really easy day, but he said tomorrow the package volume is, they said it's supposed to be heavy, so we'll see if it's a rough day for him, but he had an easy day today. Elo, how much you get for your plasma? So the first donation, they allow you 2 times per week. So, and never back to back. It's like say I did mine today, I can't donate until Tuesday. And then after that, they won't let me until next Sunday. So my first donation is $47. They put the cash on a prepaid card. If you guys use CSL Plasma, that's where I go to out here in Hazel Crest. If you guys go to CSL, you could use my code, ask me for it, and I'll get a reference referral for it. The first donation is $47, and then the second donation is $65. So it's over $100 a week, close to $450 a month, straight cash. So 3 months of doing that, it's going to pay for my new floor in my kitchen. So it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, because being at home, I'm going to be on my phone anyway. So might as well get paid to do it, sit in the chair, relax, and get paid. I do it all the time when it's my if I get an 8-hour day, I shoot right over there and go donate. Do we still get 8 ticks to clock in after your start time? Listen, in my office, carriers, they come in, we call them second shift. They always come in like way late and they don't get in trouble. So I'm sure you'll be fine. What's going on, Jake? Can I transfer locations after 120 calendar days, or is it strictly 90 working days? You could transfer after, so you got to be working, you got to be career at least 18 months, I believe. So if you're a CCA, I would resign and reapply to whatever office you want to go to. Unless you're a PTF, then I'd wait the 18 months, get the good insurance and stuff. Do you guys hear me? I think my phone got too hot and it exited off my internet. But I'm back though. I'm back. Let me see. But yeah, but about that transfer situation, definitely resign and reapply if you are a CCA. But if you're PTF, wait the 18 months. How long does a transfer take if you transfer to an office that's in the same district as your current office? I'm not sure about that. Like I never went through a transfer. It takes a while, definitely. Because one of our carriers transferred to Las Vegas, and it took him like at least over a month because he was. It took him a while. Hello, Nick. I'm on my way back to the post office as a PSC now. Thank you for the videos. Yeah, thank you for the support. Yeah, thank you for the support, and I see your comments all the time. Yeah, definitely. It's a good gig for sure. Hey, Nick, USPS letter carriers, Columbia, South Carolina, weren't paid. Source 10 on YouTube. Yeah, they so like my brother's an ARC and he had to get a money order. He got it on Friday, so I think it had something to do with the rurals getting counted. Our rural carriers are getting counted. Our mail was light, and yeah, my brother didn't get his direct deposit, but he had to go get a money order to get paid. So yeah, it was bullshit. Torque on that like button. I appreciate that, Donna. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot. That's why I do these videos. That's why I do these lives, you know, for the support. I really appreciate it. CCA lost my hold down after 1 year, became PTF October 25th. We need some changes, Nick. How'd you lose your hold down? Did you lose it because if you had your break in service, you still get to go back to your hold down, because that's what happened with me after my breaks in services. I had the hold down that I was still on, and but you know, if the regular came back, then obviously you get bumped and everything. I'm hoping. I'm on City 18 right now, and it's the route with the ProMaster. It's all walking, and you know, it sucks because they'll give me extra, and you know, I get a chance to like pick what part of the route I want, and I never get the good part because I'm in a ProMaster, so I always got to walk. Like on City 31, I wanted to do the part. The ending is the best, has cluster boxes and stuff on it, but since you know I don't have a key, I don't have a, you know, I don't have an LOV, I'm forced to do the walking. I'm forced to pick the walking part, so I'm basically walking all day long. The only time I don't use the ProMaster is when it's the regulars day off, 18's day off, and then the floater bumps me, and then they put me on a different route, which most of the time has an LOV. So that's when, you know, I could do cluster boxes, apartments, and you know, I'm a little more because walking is just getting so boring to me now. Wow, in Cali too. It's everywhere, and I'm pretty sure it's like nationwide thing about the rural pay. You know, like I said, my brother's a ARC, and he had similar issues with you know, not getting paid, but you know, they were on top of that. My postmaster gave him a money order and things like that, so he did end up getting paid, but he didn't get the direct deposit, which, you know, direct deposit is king. We had a similar issue, but we did end up getting paid. We had like our time card, the system was down or something like that. That's what our supervisor said. Our system was down and it wasn't logging in our times. I made sure to, you know, write down every single thing just in case. I wrote down every, like, when I clocked in, and then when I clocked out. It counted in my low lunch too. So because on my light blue it didn't say I worked at all. So they said the system was down. Ever since we started clocking out on the scanners like a year or two ago, it's you know, the system's been iffy and not the best. What's your plans for Labor Day? I'm going to meet someone tomorrow in the city. You know, enjoy the nice weather, gear up, because I can't be out too late because I start work at 6:30 tomorrow. They said 6, now they're saying 6:30. We got to do that parcel run the day after a holiday. But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, enjoy myself tomorrow. I can't wait. Today was more of a, since I rarely have 2 days off, I'm off today and tomorrow. Today was more like get my shit done today. I, you know, went to the barber, went to donate plasma, cooked, took my dog for a walk, and, you know, got all my stuff done. I'm going to be cleaning the house here soon, clean my bathroom, my kitchen, clean all that stuff. But, you know, tomorrow is going to be my day to relax. And see somebody I've been wanting to see for a minute. But how about you? What's your plans for Labor Day? City carriers, Nick. City carriers didn't get paid. Where'd you hear that? I didn't see that. So just in that area in South Carolina, they weren't paid. I didn't see that. But you know, that's another thing about being union too. We got a union that's not that, like, no matter what, if they don't get paid, we still have the union to fight for us. We still have, you know, that backing where, like, we're not gonna be left hung out to dry. We got the union to help us out. But yeah, it is frustrating with the pay issues, especially on the rural side. It seems like they get screwed all the time. The rural carriers, they always seem to be having issues with things. That's why I rather, like, city side. City side makes more money. You know, we get to do everything. Walk. We all our routes are, like, it's not just limited to driving. We don't have to stay in the office all day long. Rural carriers case in their routes. It takes them like 4 hours to case. I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I don't know, man. The rural union is whack. That's what I heard. That was another thing why I chose city, because I heard the union on the rural side is not as good. I don't even know all the rules on that side. They have obviously it's similar because we're both mail carriers, but you know, they have different you know, rules and things like that. So yeah, city side is the way to go. If you're watching this, definitely go on the city side, unless you're in a very small, like my cousin and my aunt, they work in a very small office and it's a lot more well run. That's the only way I would say go rural, but city side is the best side. Was becoming PTF a big difference with health insurance? Yes, it was, because you know, with health, vision, and dental, the dental was really good because you know, with the crown, it was like 50% off on my crown that I got to get. So that was very helpful. I went to the Minute Clinic when I was sick. I had to get my ears irrigated, and it was pretty cheap. My glasses were super cheap. The insurance is really top notch. I'm very thankful for that, because when I was a bouncer at the strip club, I didn't have insurance. I got tipped with cash and things like that, which was nice, but you know, I didn't have health insurance, and for, you know, the stuff that I was doing, you know, getting shot at, getting into fights, like, that's, you would think you would have to have health insurance, but you know, not knocking my employer. I'm still friends with the owner to this day, but yeah, I think we should have had health insurance. What kind of money are we going to see for heat falsifications? What do you mean by that? What kind of money are we going to see for heat falsifications? I didn't see that. Have a good, safe weekend, Postal Fam. Yeah, you too, Rick. Thank you for this constant support, man. I see you on every single one of my videos. Greatly appreciated. When we have to take bumps, why are we still expected to do it in 8 hours? If so, supervisors only look at the piece of paper that says, oh, you know, you got under time on the one route and then you get an hour extra, then that'll be 8 hours, which, you know, it doesn't always happen like that. I talked many times, there's different variables when we're out there. Like, we gotta, you know, deal with customers. Like, I had one guy kept asking me so many questions about a post office that I wasn't even in, you know, because I was doing extra in the hills, and he's like, oh, I try to mail something. I gave it to a mail carrier, and he was talking about that mail carrier, and I'm like, that's not even my office. And I think he was just trying to vent, but you know, things like that happen where it, like, prolongs my day. So you know, they look at a piece of paper, they say, oh, you got under time, this and that, but you know, there's different variables that you know, you're the one out there, you know, do it the best you can. If they have a problem with it, you were doing the job as safely as you could, and that's all you could do. That's all you could do. So yeah, they're always going to expect more out of you. If you get 10 hours extra, they're going to expect you to do it in 9. If then if you get a 9-hour piece, they'll expect you to do it in 8. It's just the way it is. I go as fast as I I go as safely as possible and at a good pace. And that's all you could do. That's all you could do. Won't they get taxed double? I hope not. Shit, I hope not. I wish I knew about the city side. I'm a regular on the rural side now. Well, if you're a regular on the rural side, it's still not a bad gig. It's still not a bad gig. But yeah, the city side, when I started, I did a lot of research. I saw a lot of negative on the rural side. I saw a lot of positive on the city side as far as money making and benefits. And that's what, made me go on the city side. Can't get comfortable. Yo, I had just got my effective day of September 16th. Any tips on making it through the 90 days and or training and orientation? So don't stress about the orientation. Just go there and, learn. They'll just give you a bunch of, they'll give you a bunch of just like random facts about the post office, and super easy. You get paid for it. Someone asked me in my comment section the other day, do we get paid for orientation? Yes, you get paid for it. Make sure you document how many hours you're there, all that stuff. Make sure you get paid for it, because you do get paid for it. Making it through your 90 days, basically show up, put in an honest effort, and don't ruffle any feathers. Ask carriers for help. We got a new CCA, our first one in 10 months. And, my supervisors, 2 of them used to be carriers. So they're catering to her pretty good. Like they, always make sure they have help and things like that. Just as long as you're a hard worker, they don't want you to fail. They spend all this money for you to go through this training and things like that. Make sure you just come to work, show up on time, put an honest effort in, and you'll be straight. Trust me. Don't stress about it. Just take it one day at a time. I have a lot of comments too of people saying, this first month was hell. This first month was stressful. And we've all been there. We've all been there. I still stress on rough days. It's just, that's a blue collar job. It's going to be stressful, but you got to, just improve every day. And, the job is going to get easier. Don't think the first week is going to suck because you don't know what you're doing. But once you start to know what you're doing, get the flow, it's going to be a lot better, a lot easier. And trust me on that, because in my first week when I was delivering in the snow, I was like, this sucks. But obviously quitting wasn't an option. So, I kept at it, kept asking carriers questions. I kept, working hard. And, now everyone in my office calls me an overtime whore. And, they know that I'm a hard worker. And, you just gotta come to work every day and work hard. And that's it. It's, you're gonna trip up a little bit, but you'll come back stronger. You'll not make the same mistakes. You'll start learning from your mistakes. And that's really the best teacher, like making mistakes. Like when I make a bad mistake and then I get yelled at by management or whatever, now it's in my head, like I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen again. What union agreements have you heard of in this new contract? You know what? I haven't heard too much about this new contract. I haven't heard too. Sorry, I haven't heard too much about this contract. It's really like they haven't said anything about this new contract. The main things I want are a pay raise and eliminating the CCA position. But honestly, I haven't heard too much about this new union agreement, or else I'll be making a video on it. But I haven't heard too much about it. Every mail carrier may be getting money for the falsification of heat training. That's nationwide. Oh, really? I haven't heard about that. Good. I'll have to look into that. But that more money is good in my book. Anytime we get extra money, we just got a grievance because they were underpaying us for being PTFs. It was a few, because I became PTF in January, so it was only a few months. I think it was up until April, but I got a few $100 extra on my last check. So anytime we get like grievance pay or anything like that, I'm all about it. How much are we getting back when the CCA program is done? Back pay. It just depends if they give you guys a raise and how long it's been since the contract was supposed to be like agreed upon. So that all just depends on time. We'll know in time. come to work all 90 days, learn as much as you can, stay hydrated. That's basically it, Donna. 100%. That's the formula. Just come to work and learn and yeah. Well, now it's going to start getting colder out, but yeah, in the summer months you got to stay hydrated. What do you need as a PTF from the new contract? Paid holidays would be nice. That's the one thing that I hate being a PTF. I know my pay, I get an extra, like, you know, my starting my hourly rate is higher than a unassigned regular or just a newer regular. But I would like the paid holidays. I really hope that's the one reason why I want to be regular already. I want those paid holidays because, you know, instead of 6 days of pay, I'm only getting 5 this week. But hopefully tomorrow is a 12-hour day to at least help with that. Let me get along. Heat identification prevention program training was falsified as complete by some management in some offices. Not guaranteed we are going to get money from any grievances. Oh, okay, I got to really look into that. That's news to me. Shows how much I've been working. I haven't really been looking at that stuff. But good information, Rick. What's a hold down? It's basically, it's your, so like right now I'm on City 18. I put in a bid because that carrier is injured. Since her route is vacant, you could put in a bid and it goes by seniority. So nobody bid on that route higher seniority than me, and they wouldn't want to because it's an all walking route. But it's basically management can't take you off it unless it's the regulars' day off or their weekend. If they ask you to go to another office, you have to do your hold down. You don't have to go. If, like, when I was a CCA, I was on a hold down. They said, "Hey, do you want to go to this town?" I had the option, but since I lived in that town at the time, I ended up going. But I made sure I sorry, I'm getting messages. Of course, everyone starts messaging me now when I'm doing a live stream. But since I lived in I lived in the town at the time, I went over, but I didn't have to go. I didn't have to go because your assignment is your hold down. So that was, I made a video like a year or two ago. I said that's one of the most important things for CCAs and new carriers to learn, because if you start putting hold downs on routes, you're going to start getting into that flow instead of just like you go into work and you don't know what route you're doing. When you get a hold down, you're doing that route for the week. You know what you're doing. You start to learn the route, and you get into that flow. If you're doing the same thing every day instead of doing different routes every day, you got to redo the scanner. You got to you might not know where you're going, where the packages are, and stuff like that. So make sure after your 60 days, it's after your 60 days, look at that vacation list. This is what I would do before I got on my City 18 hold down. Because we had to put in our bids by Tuesday. It might be different at other offices. This is just my office. Every Tuesday we had to put in our bid. I'd look at the vacation. There'd be like 4 or 5 people on vacation, right? 5, 6 people, whatever. And you'll know what routes they are. Like, oh, this carrier is City 29, City 28. I'm gonna try to because when you put in the bid, you could put like 3 to 5 routes, and you put them by which one you want the most. So like, let's say City 29 is easy. I'll put that first, then City 28, and then so forth. So and then if nobody outbids you or nobody with more seniority outbids you, then you could go on that route, and you'll be doing it for the week or 2 weeks if the carrier's out for 2 weeks. If there's a regular injured and their route's open, you can bid on that, and then you'll be on it until that carrier comes back. Because once the carrier comes back, you'll be bumped. So hold downs are super important. At least that's what helped me learn. Some of you guys might be good with just the randomness of going to different routes, but for me, I'm a slow learner. Hold downs really helped me a lot when I first started, and they're still helping me out. Yeah, being a regular on the roadside is not that bad. Yeah, if you're a regular in the post office, no matter what craft, you're pretty set. Only got rubber bands for you. 90 days. Yes, sir. Thank you. May I have another? Hello. Mind your P's and Q's. Follow every rule. Do what you're asked if it's safe. Yeah, just make sure you follow all the rules. Stay safe. Make sure you don't get into any accidents. Don't chance any dog encounters. Now I'm at the point where like I've been on the same route for a while. I get big dogs charging at me, and you know, I know if I could tell if a dog is dangerous or not for the most part. If there's like a few German Shepherds on my route that I don't even chance, but I pet the Shih Tzus, I pet the little poodles, the Havanese, if it's a small dog, like even if it does bite me, it's not going to hurt me. So I don't. If it's like a German Shepherd, Rottweiler, those are the two main breeds that I have issues with. That try to attack me. But the littler dogs, I always pet. There's a couple bigger dogs that are nice to me too, but yeah, there's a few aggressive ones. Thanks for the advice. I deliver for Amazon at the moment. That's going to help you having that delivery experience, and that'll probably help on your resume too. So I feel I've got the background for it. Just curious, how soon after orientation do you typically start at your assigned office? So after orientation, you won't start your office until after academy. So it was the week after academy is when I started. They had us call our offices, if I remember right. It was like one of the last days of academy. They had us call our offices, say, "Hey, when do you want me to report?" Yada yada yada. Start Monday or you start Tuesday, and then you'll do on-the-job training with the on-the-job instructor. So enjoy it, enjoy the ride, and know you're gonna make mistakes, but don't let that trip you up. I had a girl in my messages saying like, I didn't think it was gonna be this hard and things like that. Just take a deep breath. It's gonna get easier. You're just, when you're doing something new and it's something as stressful as this, it's gonna be crazy at first, but it'll get easier over time and you'll be adjusted. Trust me. Just give it time, and then maybe a few months. And if you still don't like it, then quit. There's plenty of CCAs who were good at my office who ended up wanting to do something different. There was two CCAs in particular who, they were good, and they end up finding different jobs. It is what it is. You got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. And why would you want the CCA position eliminated? I want that eliminated because it's not a career position. They don't get a lot of the benefits that a PTF does. I want the starting position for being a carrier PTF because you'll get pension access right away. You'll get health insurance. You'll get vision, dental. Your retirement clock will start. You'll be career from day one. Being a PTF, it's a really big thing because it's shit. Oh, I got to use it over time. Does anyone know how the offices in Columbus are? Hoping to get a spot. In the Midwest, like in my area, if the weather's bad, that office is probably going to be rough. Because in Illinois, most offices around here are pretty rough, and I think that has a lot to do with the weather and management, and a lot of walking, and it just depends on what type of office you're in. If it's walking, if it gets really cold, if it gets really hot, walking. There's a lot of factors that go into that. I feel like if my office was all mounted and we had top tier management and things like that, like we would have no overtime. So you go from CCA to PTF and then a regular. Well, that depends because you can go from CCA to regular if enough people retire. Like right now, I'm a PTF. I went to CCA. There's 2 years maximum. So it's 2 years maximum if you're going to be a PTF, right? So you're CCA for 2 years. A regular spot didn't open up, so boom, you become PTF. But if you were CCA, maybe a year in, 3 people retire, and you're number 2, boom, you're a regular instead of a PTF. So some people, I get messages all the time. Hey, I made regular in 3 months. I made regular in 9 months. It just really depends on if people are retiring. One guy who I thought was gonna wait until next year ended up retiring, and his route's going up. So we got 3 routes up for bid right now, and I'm number 4. So once those 3, V, Tiara, and Griffin, they're all gonna get routes, and it'll just be me. So when one more person retires, leaves, quits, whatever, another route opens up. There's a guy on our rolls who really shouldn't be on our rolls anymore. If his float set goes up, you know, I'll be regular. So once all the bidding wars happen, but you know, it's all a process. It's all a process. But you can go from CCA to regular. Some people get hired straight to regular. It really just depends on the office. But I'd be a little cautious if an office is hiring straight to regular. That's a red flag for the most part. That from my experience and from what I heard, uh, that's a red flag. But you'll be career right. You'll be regular right off the jump. They're understaffed. CCA's working max hours. Yeah, that's most offices. That's why I say in general, most offices are hurting. Most offices get overtime. There are some instances where someone, you know, messaged me saying they only get like 24 hours a week, or you know, they're fighting for hours and things like that. It really depends if, because like my office, we get a lot of call offs. We get a lot of bad weather. We get a lot of walking routes. You know, there's a lot of factors into why my office has overtime where I'm working 60 hours a week. So, and we had a few CCAs quit, um, and you know, a lot of people on vacation. So there's a lot of factors that go into why, you know, short staff is really a big issue. I start orientation on the 18th. Good luck. Good luck. Welcome to the Postal fam. I start orientation on the 18th as well. Yeah, I think because like I think they do that on purpose. They have because I had a few people message me too saying they're around like middle of the month. They probably all do it on the same day. It probably is like easier in the system or whatever. But yeah, good luck. If you guys got any questions, you know, feel free to message me on Instagram at Nick Venti. Comment on my videos. You know, I try to make sure I get back to everybody and help you guys out. Yes, I applied for a career position, so I'm hoping this is a full-time position. Not sure how it works applying to career. Yeah, if you get a career position, you know, you'll be career. Viewers, click the like button. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. You know, don't treat me like a 204B over here. I appreciate that, Donna. Appreciate that. What kind of mistakes are typical for starters? I'm a new CCA headed to on-the-job training Wednesday. So you might be smarter than me. I'm sure you are. So mistakes that I made when I first started, I lost the gas card on on one of the first days I was there. I dropped the scanner in the snow and I didn't realize it till I was like 10 houses down. I'm like, where's the scanner at? What else? Dropping the mail. My on-the-job instructor gave me a big piece of mail for the relay, and you know, I thought I could handle it, and it just jumbled everywhere. Not knowing where my truck was, getting lost. Trust me, you're gonna make every mistake in the book. Your GPS taking you somewhere where, you know, misdelivering a package, you know, misdelivery, you know, you're gonna make every mistake in the book. I'm hoping you don't. I mean, that's what happened with me. But you know, just know you're gonna make mistakes and own it, and just get better from them, learn from them. Don't let it get to you. Because I remember I got so pissed every time I made a mistake. Like I remember it was like winter and I finished a route at like 6 o'clock. You know, we started at the time, we started at 8. So I was supposed to be done by like 4 on that route, and I didn't finish until 6. And I was super pissed off. I'm like, why did this route take me forever? But there's so many packages. And forgetting packages is another big one too, where I even still happens to me because sometimes I'm too lazy, or I'm like, a big package is on top of a smaller package, and I didn't think to move the bigger package. Then I move it when I'm on another street, and I'm like, that was for the last street. End up having to backtrack. It's just, you know, we're human. We're always gonna make mistakes. We're always gonna make mistakes. So just accept it and learn from them. That's the best thing you could do. Don't let it get you emotional, and because that's what I did, and it did no good to just get angry about it. Just learn from it and get better. I was assigned to an office, but when I spoke with the postmaster, he said they don't have any positions at their office. At it, most likely a mistake. Kind of bummed because it would be the ideal location. They said they don't have any more spots open. Maybe you're going to be moved to a sister office, or maybe they just don't know. That's another big thing, and not a lot of communication with the post office. Like even between like my supervisors, not a lot of communication. So, you might still be going to that office. Maybe they just don't know. But you'll know when you get there. What's going on, Fernando? What's up, Nick? I'm currently enjoying back-to-back long weekends. Awesome. Hopefully you're taking that time to recoup. Had my long weekend last week. And I got Saturday off because my day off this week is on a holiday. That's awesome. And you weren't forced in. Some of our regulars were forced in. So, happy you got some time to relax. If you want more information on the falsification heat train, listen to From A to Arbitration podcast. Yeah, I heard that's a really popular podcast. I really got to start watching that. A lot of people in my branch talk about it too. I'm in my union page on my branch Facebook page. We're in like a group, and I've seen people talk about that podcast, even on here too. I definitely got to check it out. Missed deliveries, delivered wrong address. Yeah, that's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. Hiring manager called and assigned me to the office I applied for, but when I spoke to the postmaster, he said it was most likely a mistake because he doesn't have any positions available. You know what? I would just wait until it happens because I'm sure if that's where they said you were going, the postmaster just might not know. So I wouldn't. I would wait until you actually get to that office. Yeah, career from the start is good. You'll be PTF, still gets a lot of hours, probably max hours. Yeah, I'm a PTF and I'm still working 60 hours a week. So, and like I said, just depends on the office, and there's a lot of variables that vary from like, short staff to, people on vacation, people injured. There's a lot of variables. What's going on, John? Nick, as your office light on mail, like how many cases of DPS does your office get? I always hear from the old timers there used to be so much mail back in the day. Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of carriers who've been around a long time. They say, oh, we had, stacks of mail like past the case and like, a couple rows and things like that. I like delivering mail now. I don't like being in the office. So if I started the job and the mail was like that, I would hate this job. I like, casing in my letters for the DPS. It really depends. Like on a Monday, I get like maybe 6 trays. I'm on a walking route. A lot of younger people, they don't get a lot of mail. On regular days, it's like 2 or 3. Like my walking routes are nice because a lot of times they're in like areas that don't have a lot of money or they live below their means. So that's one positive. Other routes that like rural routes and stuff, their routes are half the size and they get like as much as me plus. So certain offices get way more mail, and in more like the rich neighborhoods, they get a lot of mail. As you get towards like the hoods and things like that, they get less mail. From my experience, less packages. That's why I prefer walking. I prefer more walking routes because the package volume is usually lighter, and that's less packages I got to remember. More on the mounted routes, the more nicer neighborhoods, like towards where I live. It's all mounted over here. They get more packages, and I'd prefer less packages, less mail. It makes it easier. But yeah, usually like during the week, like 2 or 3 cases of DPS, but the mail's been light, and I think it's because the rolls are being counted. Our mail has been light. I've been able to one bundle everything this week, so it's been very light. But school's back in session. We're getting closer and closer to peak season. Things are going to start picking up. We got to do a package run on Tuesday. Come in early. So usually when we do the package runs after the holiday, it makes it way easier because I'll get rid of my whole gurney and then maybe have like a half gurney when I come back. So it'll be nice. Thanks, Nick. I'll be slinging mail in Rhode Island. Yeah, shout out to Rhode Island. Shout out. Hope you guys are all enjoying your day. I appreciate you guys coming in and you know, asking questions, because you know, I'm gonna put this on my YouTube, and then when other people come across this with the same questions, they could see specific questions, and you know, and you guys answering too in the comments is great. Can you explain vacation time, annual leave, and sick time once you make regular? How is it different from CCA annual leave? So it's not much different than when you're a CCA. I'm a PTF. PTFs get sick time and annual leave. So I use my annual leave for vacation, right? Since we're not regulars, we don't get that like set annual leave. When I turned PTF, it was in January. So I had all that time to accumulate 40 hours of annual leave. Once I got the 40 hours of annual leave, I was able to like wait until there was an open vacation spot and then take a vacation. So I think it was the end of July. There was an open spot. I bid on it. Nobody else bid on it. So I was able to take a vacation that week. So you get, for me, it's 4 hours every paycheck. So it's 8 hours a month for sick leave and annual leave. So it's nice. My sick leave is just like, I don't call off. So my sick leave, you know, just in case I get injured or something like that, I got that sick leave in my back pocket. And then for the annual leave, it's, you know, saving for my vacations. I should be able to take a vacation at the end of the year, probably late October, early November, because I'm at like 26 hours annual leave or 30. I don't remember. Won't let me get on e-payroll at the moment, but yeah, it's nice having both, because you know, if you get injured, you could use that sick leave, and then that annual leave is for your vacations. Or if you want to take, like, you could always you know, talk to management and say, hey, could I take these 2 days off? You know, they have it. Well, they might approve it, they might not, but you know, when my buddy Tom was about to fight, he ended up not fighting, but I was like, hey, could I have this Saturday off and use my annual leave? And you know, I put in request in a proper, you know, time frame notice, and I was able to get that day off. So it's really nice to have both annual and sick leave. So that's why being a PTF is important. CCAs don't see that sick leave. More mail, but almost no packages, the good old days. Yeah, I prefer it this way. I'd rather have less mail and more packages. Even though I hate packages, I'd rather hit the street. I'm always one of the first people to hit the street, because you know, people like bullshit in the office, and a lot of that has to do with they're on easy routes, things like that. But I like to hit the street like as soon as I can, because we're always ending up going back for packages, because we will have missed throws. We don't leave any package behind. In my office, we always, if you know, we had missed throws, my management would say, hey, come on the scanner, hey, come back and get parcels. So we come back, make sure no package is left behind, make sure every package is delivered. Because you know, if I hit the street and then one of my packages when in city 11 next to me or city 17 next to me, you know, they're gonna, when they're done loading their truck, they're gonna put that in my gurney. I grab it when I come back to the office, and just backtrack and deliver it. So you know, that we do that every single day, because I don't know if we just don't have a lot of clerks, and there's also missed throws and things like that. So that's one thing that, you know, I always account for. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be minimum half hour driving all the way back to the office, filling up my truck, and I get my extra when I go get packages. So I'll see if I have express mail. I'll fill up my truck with whatever missed throws I have. I'll go grab my extra. My name is usually on the extra. They usually tell me early in the morning, like, hey, you got C31, or early in the morning, they'll be like, hey, Nick, you got Ocho, 8 hours. And then like, they'll be like, oh yeah, Nick, now you got City 66, boom, go knock it out. So fill up my ProMaster, and yeah, it's very inconvenient, but that's what you got to do. Make sure no package is left. It's got to be delivered that day. How soon can you expect to be loaded up with hours after training? For me, it was right away. It might depend on your office. Now, I think, because our CCAs are starting at 10, we don't have our CCAs casing unless you're on a hold down. They come in at 10, their route's already done for them. And, you know, I still think they're getting a lot of hours. CCAs are always getting hours before me, and they don't want the overtime. I'm like, give it to me. Like, let them go home. They want to go home, make everybody happy. But you know, they're the cheaper laborers, so obviously they're gonna get the first dibs instead of me. So, but I'm sure you'll get hours right out the gate if you're out. If your office is anything like mine, I'm sure you'll get hours right out the gate. How often do you get raises CCA and by how much? I saw someone else also talking about cost of living adjustments 2 times a year. Is that a thing? So cost of living is only for career employees like PTF regulars will get cost of living, but raises of CCA, you get them, you know, yearly. After your 2 years, you'll get a raise to make when you make PTF. But there's if you look on the pay scale, it'll say like you get a raise every like November, and it's like 2% or something like that. So you know, it's not too much, but once you make PTF, it'll be a big jump to 2213 I'm at right now. I'll be getting a raise as a PTF at the end of the year. It's like 40 something weeks I get a raise. Yeah, cost of living is a nice perk, especially now in this economy. Everything's expensive. This economy is really bad right now, so those cost of livings do help. How often do you get pulled to nearby offices? How does this normally work? So when I first started, I was going to our sister office daily. I was on a hold down. If you have a hold down, they can't take you off it, but they can send you there as your extra. So I would knock out my hold down. They'll be like, "Hey Nick, what time are you getting back?" So I could tell the postmaster over there, and then I drive over there. I'll do my 8 hours at my office, then go do 3-4 hours at my sister office, and it was just like that daily. But if you're not on a hold down, they could say, "Hey, you're going to Blue Island, you're going to here," and you don't really have much to say about that. But you know, it all depends. If your office needs help, they're not going to send you to help another office. Your office is number one priority. If there's going to be mail that's not going to be delivered, they're not going to send you out. So hopefully your office is because in the summertime, my office for some reason is really properly staffed in the summer. So that's why my first year in the summer, I was getting bounced like every day. "Hey Nick, you're going to OFO, you're going to OFO." So it was like every day. But if they needed help, I wouldn't be going there. Like my postmaster said, "Hey Nick, we're number one priority over here." So but they were decent on help. So they're like, "Hey Nick, they got full routes over there. You got to go." And literally when I go over there, they'd give me a full route and say like, go right ahead, go ahead. So you know, it's crazy how crazy it was the year after the pandemic, 2021, like how crazy it was, like hours and things like that. Crazy. I kind of miss the hours, but you know, getting 10 hours is you know, as long as I get my 10 hours every day, I'm cool. My brother reported to his station. They had no idea he was coming. Yeah, it sounds typical. He's still there. Did PSC for a year there, and they converted him to regular. Oh, nice, nice. Sick leave into bank. Yes, rack up that sick leave because you never know when you're going to need it. I'm going to make my 2 years in a week. Congratulations. Am I automatically PTF when I come back from my 5-day break? No, so it took me a month and 3 days to get converted to PTF. They wait till the 3rd full pay period, you come back. Because I think that's like the maximum amount of time they could you know, not convert you. So 3 full pay periods and then you'll be PTF. So congrats, get on that insurance. It takes 60 days. You got 60 days to apply for all that insurance and things like that. Make sure you're on that ASAP. You'll get a booklet in the mail. Be on the lookout for that. Does your annual leave not cash out as a regular? No, it just accumulates. So, you know, when you're a CCA, it cashes out just because you're technically not an employee when you go on your break. You get fired basically. So it just all cashes out like you would if you left the you know, the post office. But as a regular, it's different. You'll be able to you can use annual leave if you're in sick or something, you want to use it. But then if you don't have enough annual leave, then you won't be able to take your vacation. There's been some regulars in my office who use annual leave during the year, and then when their vacation comes up, now they gotta give up their vacation because they don't got enough annual for it. So annual leave is important if you want to take those vacations. That's awesome. Fingerprints. When I reached out to confirm, I was told they have a cap of 4 CCAs, and when they assigned me, the office only had 3. Only had 3 on the list. Yeah, we'll see. Let me know what happens. Do PTFs not get annual leave advanced? When I became regular, they advanced me like 50 hours. No, I don't think so. I never heard of that. So it's probably like the regulars where they get like the set amount like right away. I just have to make sure I come into work so I don't owe anything at the end of the year. Yeah, man, I claimed 0. And I still owed stuff I still owed money last year. I had to pay, and also because we'll also do YouTube and stuff, but I still had to pay taxes last year. It sucks because after you make a certain amount of money, you're in a different tax bracket. You work more and you get punished more. I hate that. I opted on a route and someone bid and got it. I was getting used to it, so no clue where I go next. Just go on the next route. Go on the next route. See what routes are open. See, even if it's a bad route, you'll get used to it. There's been routes that like I hated at first because I had PTSD from when I first started. Like I was terrible on this route, but once you know what you're doing, you're like, okay, it's not that bad. There's some mounted on it. I could deal with it. So, just find a different route. Look at vacations up for the upcoming week. Look to see what carrier's injured, what carrier's on sick leave or whatever for extended period of time. And even if the route sucks, it's still, if you're going to be on it for a week or even longer than that, it'll be worth it because you'll have some, consistency. So make sure you're on that and it'll be good. Just when I lost my hold down because I was on it for 2 years, when I lost that, I was like, damn, but it got me. I was able to bid on vacation. Carriers who were on vacation, I was able to bid on their routes, and they were easy routes. And I'm like, this is great. And then I ended up getting stuck on 18 because nobody knew she was going to be out for an extended period of time. I'm like, damn, but it is what it is. I'm taking the consistency. Like, hey, I'm doing something the same thing every day, so I'm happy. And yeah, just find the next route to bid on, and you'll beat that route, and then so on. I'm confused. You don't claim taxes in the year and instead have to pay taxes. Yeah, I claim 0, but apparently because I'm not in my tax bracket. Apparently I make too much money or whatever, and it's all bullshit. I have to, and I think from YouTube too, because YouTube doesn't take taxes out. So I made a certain amount of money, so I still had to pay a little bit, and that's what my accountant told me, and I'm probably gonna make more money this year, so it's probably gonna be more money. But I'm putting money aside for taxes. I'm putting money aside, so I don't gotta worry too much about it. I already have a certain amount of money that I'm gonna use for tax time. My wife was a nurse. We claimed nothing all year, and we still owe money. The higher the tax bracket, the more you owe. Yeah, that's like, I never. All my jobs I made like, most like 40, 50 grand a year at most. Now I'm making like, close to 6 figures. I'm getting closer to that mark. And, now they're starting to like really, punish you for working all these hours and making, working all these hours, making good money, and they're going to punish you more. And that's not right in my book. I meet annual leave. I'm at the annual leave. I'm currently at like 32 hours of annual leave. Every 2 weeks, I pay back 4 hours. What do you mean by pay back? Oh, you're at like minus 32 hours of annual. Every 2 weeks, I pay back 4 hours. How'd you get negative annual leave hours? Wouldn't they just say not to take the annual leave? Yep, punish is a good word. They really punish you for working all those hours. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm taking it upon myself to work 60 hours a week, doing all this other stuff and working hard. And then they're just like, okay, we're going to take more money out of that. Boom. It's especially in Illinois. I can't wait to move to another state eventually. Right now, obviously, family, work, friends all live in Illinois, but I really want to move either Tennessee, Indiana, one of those red states where I'm not punished for working so much. So how do you know which route is good versus bad? I understand they are numbered, but as far as knowing if it's easy or not because you never done it before, this is where you got to like start talking to carriers in your office a little bit, especially if you're shy too. Like, I like just doing my stuff and going home, but I'll talk to other carriers. They a lot of carriers make jokes too. If you just listen, at least in my office, a lot of carriers will say, "Oh, you got an aux route, City 29, that route's easy." So in the back of your head, make a mental note, like 29's a cupcake route. Anytime that's up for bid, I'm going to try to bid on it. Ask carriers, like, and also doing it too. Like, I didn't know what route was what. Like City 9 is all mounted, but that route sucks because, you know, there's a lot of like deadheads on busy streets and, you know, a lot of packages. What I consider a bad route might not be, because there's carriers who like routes that I don't like, and there's routes that I like that carriers don't like. So for me, a bad route is a route that gets a lot of packages, you know, that's long, that, you know, is far away from the office. You know, I like a lot of dogs. The route that I'm on has a lot of dogs. A lot of people see it as a negative, but I like petting dogs and things like that. So it just all, you know, it's all about preference. And ask carriers, like, hey, like, say you like walking, say what routes, what good routes are walking, or you like mounted. Hey, what are the mounted routes in the office? Oh, city 27. Okay, let me you know, let me make a mental note of that. So it all just depends. Like I have 20 rural routes and 43 city routes in my office. For the most part, I know where every route is as far as the territory. Can I like case in every route perfectly? Hell no, hell no. But for the most part, if you tell me to go to 65, I'm gonna know where that's at. If city 55, I know where that's at. So with time, you'll start to see what routes you're good at, what you like, what you don't like. So it all comes with time. And that's why you can't like let your emotion get the best of you and quit right away. You got to give it time. I get messages all the time. Hey, I struggle, but now, you know, I'm good at this. I'm making good money. So, you know, just give it time, and you'll learn what routes you like and what you don't like. Taxes suck. Yeah, 100%. Nick, I'm at a small office, 9 routes total. I got converted to regular after 3 months. Yeah, congratulations, John. Are there pros and cons of a smaller office versus a bigger office? You know what? I heard smaller offices, they get more under a microscope. They, you know, more micromanaging. There's like management's more on top of you because there's less carriers they got to worry about. Like my office, a little bit more relaxed. Like they know that, like for me, they know I work hard and they know I do my shit and go home. So they leave me alone. They're not like on top of me all the time. So, you know, smaller offices, there's like, you have 9 routes. There's probably like what, 12 carriers, 13 carriers you got. So that's a lot less carriers they got to worry about. So they're going to be like, you know, really on you about stuff. So, but small office can also be good. You know, if you know, 1 week you learn all the routes in your office. So, you know, there's pros and cons to each. A bigger office, you know, there's a bunch of routes you got to learn. You know, it took me 3 years to be, you know, even competent at most of these routes. So, you know, there's pros and cons with big and small offices. I took a vacation a week after I became regular. I used up all my annual leave. They advanced me. Now I'm earning back. As long as I don't end with a negative balance, I'm good. Oh, okay. So you're like accumulating it. Yeah, you should be good by the end of the year. Definitely. Yeah, you should be. I'm starting in a medium-sized town here in Indiana. Oh, nice. Yeah, my cousin and aunt are rural carriers in Indiana, and I'm right next to Indiana, like 20 minutes away from the Indiana border. Should I expect to get max hours or expect to get less because it's not too big of a town? If it's a small town, you probably won't get too many hours, but it all depends on your help. It depends if people show up. If let's say you got 4 routes in your office, very small office. If 3 of those regulars are out with injuries, there's going to be a lot of hours. You got to cover those routes. So it just really all depends. You just got to see what the situation is there when you get to the office. Is it possible to work a second job? And that all depends. If I was getting 40 hours a week consistently at this job, I would be working a second job. There's no, like, if you're working only like 40 hours a week, there's definitely room like 20 hours for a part-time job. But if you're working 60 hours, it is very difficult because you're not going to be able to like sleep. Sleep is super important. Cooking and eating right is very important, and you won't have time to do that if you're working another job, working 60 hours a week. What I do is I donate plasma. Donating plasma really, is a good side hustle because I literally just sit there and get paid to do it. So, um, is it possible to get a second job? It just depends how many hours you're working. My current job is remote, and I've been there for 13 years. I really hate to give it up until benefits kick in at USPS. It like I said, it all depends on the hours you're getting at USPS. If you're getting like 30, 40 hours a week, then you definitely can swing it. But if you're going to be working 60 hours, it's not, it's going to take a toll on you mentally. If the body allows it and your hours don't. Yep, 100%, Donna. The money is good. I refuse to quit. I just do my best. That's all I can do. That's all we can do. Just do your best. Even like I get yelled at work. I sometimes fail. When I was doing that City 23 like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever that was, management was pissed because I told them I was gonna be done at like 5:30, 6:30. It's a long route, so everybody fails. Everybody, you just gotta do the best you can, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do. It'll all be worth it one day, 100%. We all work to our goals, and let's make this money. Let's pay into our retirement, and let's all retire happy people. I prefer mostly walking with a little mix of mounted or business hops. The all mounted sucks in my opinion. Yeah, they get too many packages and it's just boring, and you can't make up time driving. When you're walking, you can kind of speed up a little bit if you're short on time. I hate sitting in those uncomfortable LV seats. Yeah, they're a killer on your butt and back. It's hard on an old guy's back. Yeah, exactly. I could basically work whatever hour days I want as long as I get the work done. I do have to go to an occasion to conduct inspection, but can figure that out. Yeah, just let them know in advance and say, hey, listen, I got this thing. Probably don't say it's for another job, but just say I have this important event I have to go to, and see if you can use your annual leave. Get money, gang. Yes, sir. At what point can you buy back your time? Like if you're in the military, is that only when you're a regular? Yeah, when you're a regular, when you turn career, you could buy back your military time. I'm not 100% sure on all that. I do have veterans. I really got to make a video about that because I do have a lot of veterans in my office. I really got to figure out how all that stuff works. I'm not military, so I don't know, but I do know you could buy back your time. I just don't know all like the specifics of it. But I'll definitely make a video once I got to talk to a few carriers. Money, 100%. Let's get that money. Is there any way to see how many routes an office has prior to starting? If you want to go there and or maybe like in the town you're in, if you see a mail carrier on the street, but hey, listen, don't mean to bother you. It'll only take a second. How many routes in your office? I'm a new CCA or whatever. Track down one of the carriers in that office, and they'll let you know, and maybe even give you some advice prior to starting. Money. Anyone know if I could serve in the reserves while being a CCA? Yes, you can. We had someone in the, I think in the National Guard in the reserves, and he ended up getting a job at the railroad, but he was able to. So they're very veteran friendly. The post office is very veteran friendly. That's why a lot of veterans join the post office. But it's a really good thing. That's one positive I like. They treat the veterans good. Hey Nick, it's love. What's going on a different channel or on different profile? The CCA didn't work out. Exhausting. 17-mile walking routes only. Yeah, it sounds like my office. I did talk to Postmaster. They were very understanding. I reapplied for PSC sales service and was offered a spot. That's awesome. And that's the thing too. If you don't like being a carrier, there's like, I talk to my clerks all the time. They're cool. I tell them like, why don't you be a carrier? And they're like, I prefer being in the office. I don't want to deal with weather. So it all depends. If you don't like one thing, you could always do something else. There's plenty of crafts in the post office. There's plenty of crafts. You could be a mail handler. You could be, clerk. You could be a carrier. there's plenty of jobs that you could apply for. So one thing didn't work out for you. You said, okay, cool, that doesn't work for me. Now you're going to be doing something different. And now, you're going to be doing something you probably are more comfortable with. So everything worked out. So that's the thing. People just say, I'm not going to be a carrier, but maybe they would have been a good clerk, or, because we're short on clerks. We're always, looking for different positions. So that's good. You found something within the post office. When's the last time you did an Amazon Sunday? Wow, it's been a while. Probably since my brother started. I think January, February, because we moved to another location, and and our CCAs don't even work Sundays anymore. CCAs, PTFs, none of them work Sundays anymore. So I work Sundays for like a strong 2 years, and then now our ARCs just do our packages. So because we did. I think it's Walmart and Amazon. I think they stopped doing UPS on Sundays. So the volume drops. So they're like, hey, we're having all our CCAs and PTFs working Monday through Saturday, because now we have our ARCs on Sundays doing all those packages on Sundays. And it's not, the volume dropped crazy. We used to have like 12 city routes for Amazon Sunday, and then like 6 rural routes on Sundays. But then they moved to another location, and now it's just ARCs. All the ARCs do the packages, and we work Monday through Saturday. And that's probably why my hours like dropped a little bit too, because we have every CCA and PTF on deck every day during the week, instead of, like me being off Tuesday. Now they got to cover like 10, 12 hours. So it worked out better for them. How does e-reassign work? Like the process switching to a different office as a regular city carrier? You know what? I'm not 100% sure how to do all that stuff. I will make a video about it when I know. I've had carriers tell me, they fill it out, because one carrier was trying to get a transfer to Florida, and they had to have like a mutual swap, and their postmaster agreed, but ours didn't, or something to that effect. So I will make a video once I learn all that stuff. I'm still learning about how a lot of this stuff works, but I'll let you know. So it's a waiting game. Just glad to be able to reapply. I meant to say PSE, state services distribution. Oh, nice. Yeah, and anything with the post office, is good. Staying with the family. I like that. What up, Nick? What's going on? What's going on? It's really hot today in Chicago, isn't it? 92 here, 92. That was the link to find routes. What was the link? I didn't see a link. I'm just joining, also new here. What is the difference between PTF and regular? Regular is someone with their own route, or someone with their own assignment. PTF is basically a glorified CCA, a CCA with career benefits, but PTFs, don't get holiday pay. PTFs do get paid at the same step, a little more an hour, but we don't get holiday pay. But being a PTF it goes CCA, PTF, regular, and being a regular is the end goal. I've been a mail handler, window clerk, express driver, letter carrier, currently manual distribution clerk, learned in all positions. Yeah, at that point, you might as well be a postmaster, being that well versatile, because that's the type of like path that like every postmaster should go through. You should learn like in the ins and outs of this whole operation before if you never carried mail or something, I don't think you should be a postmaster, in my opinion. I guess there's no more 204Bs. They had to convert into title supervisors. Yeah, that's what I heard. But I'm still keeping my my intro. I'm too lazy to think of anything else. Hello, bro. What's going on, Jason? That's great. We were chilly at one plan. Oh my goodness, trouble will befall us. Yeah, these couple of days gonna be hot. Yeah, that's what I heard. It's gonna be a nice day tomorrow. That's why I'm going to the city. Go out and have a nice time. Try to post the link. YouTube chat must have blocked it. Yeah, I didn't see anything, Rick. or else I would have put it on the screen. I didn't see anything. Maybe comment on one of my videos. This video should be on my YouTube, uploaded as like a video. So try posting it when it goes on YouTube. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Bears. Let's go Bears. Justin Fields going to go off this season. It's my first NFL season back to being able to watch, or my first NFL season not working Sundays, so I'll be able to watch the Bears and just football in general. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I'll be able to. The past couple of years, you know, I haven't watched any football. Like all these new players. Like I can't wait to, you know, start watching that again. What's a good percentage to put in the retirement fund once I PTF? Also, have you considered to move into administration once PTF? So with the retirement, always put in 5%. That because they'll match it. Put in 5% in your TSP. As far as if I wanted to consider it to be in management or anything like that, it's really not something I want to do. Obviously, you know, I could probably make a difference, but you know, right now my goals are like I got to focus on me. I want to make my money and go home and not have that extra headache and you know, not go to the dark side. I really don't want to do that. I just want to, you know, do my routes, make my money, you know, BS with the carriers when I'm in the office and go home, you know. That's all I want to do. Small auxiliary offices still have 204B. The relief supervisor position is for the large offices. Okay. No, bear down, Nick. No. No, it's Chicago over here. Super Bears, Super Bowl. Yeah, I hated doing Sundays because missing football. Yeah, I ended up like not even like anything football. I just didn't even like care about because I knew like I wouldn't be able to watch it. People say, oh, why don't you just record it and watch the recording? Like, that's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, I can't wait for football season. Already college football. College football is exciting. Me and my brother have been watching, you know, who do we watch? Well, my brother was giving me updates on the Colorado game yesterday. Like, you know, college football is even more exciting than NFL, in my opinion. I like watching college football. I started 8 years ago, and my postmaster started as a CCA around the same time. He carried for 3 months. He's horrible, as you can imagine. Yeah, see, like I don't know why they do that. Promote people who don't even have a lot of experience. It's stupid because you gotta like go through everything. Like Donna, she listed her whole resume. Like you gotta, you know, carry mail, be a clerk. Like you gotta learn the ins and outs of all these jobs to be able to be competent enough to like tell someone to do that job. Like I have like both my supervisors carried mail. Like, you know, I respect their opinion because they've carried mail before. They've been out in the trenches. So like I respect their opinion. If they didn't carry mail before, I'd be like, you're telling me what to do. You never been out there. Like, you know, you're telling me all these numbers, you know, that's different. So, you know, I think you should do every job before you even qualify to do a job like that. But maybe they just don't have a lot of people wanting to do those jobs, where they just take anybody who wants to do them. I don't know. Everyone not meant to be a SDO. Yeah. But all right, I'm going to end this live stream now. I'm going to go cook dinner. I got some grass-fed ground beef. I'm going to make my baked mastacholi again. It's been my go-to recently because I could just make a big tray of it and have leftovers. I've just got 4 hours overtime on the front, 12-hour night. Get money, gang. Bye, y'all. Yeah, take it easy, guys. You know, you could message me on Instagram at Nick Venti. If you guys got questions, thank you guys all for tuning in. Post office is in for help. Anyone can climb the ladder fast if you put yourself out there. Yeah, really, all you got to do is like say, hey, I want this job, and you could get it. It's when I started, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be hard to get in here. Oh, it's gonna be hard to make a good impression. Like, no, as long as you're just like somewhat competent, you're gonna put yourself, you know, you're gonna look like filet mignon in the post office. Trust me. Roughly how long is orientation training before you start putting hours in at your office? Once you get to your office, when you're on the job, like it's gonna start right away. It's gonna start right away. Like after my training, they're like, okay, you're on City 17 now. You got a piece. Like it happened right away. So just gear up and get mentally prepared. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.